On October 3rd, 2008, Bill Maher is going to have a comedy documentary out that is called Religulous. It is intended to be a spoof on religion, not just Judaism, Christianity, or any other faith. It is supposed to attack all of them, essentially, focusing, of course, on Muslim and Christian, and in light of the recent events that have transpired in the world. And that in and of itself is fine. In a time like this, we, the people of the world, need to look at ourselves and laugh, absolutely. And question what has gotten us this far and where we're going, and do we really want to behave the way that we are? All that is all well and good. What I find questionable, there are a couple of gentlemen who may or may not be on Bill Maher's payroll, but they are not convincing in their efforts to convince others that they are a part of the religious right extremist viewpoint and that they want to picket Bill Maher's film. They appear to be a couple comedians who either were hired by Bill Maher or are doing him a favor and are posing as religious fanatics in an attempt to trick other Christians into boycotting Bill Maher's film, or at least bringing attention to it. Now, some people might on the surface not realize the benefit of this, but this is actually a very old practice that dates back to ancient Greece, when playwrights would hire individuals to sit in the audience, boo when appropriate, applaud when appropriate, and laugh when appropriate, in order to coerce the rest of the audience into following along. If you don't believe that this is powerful, then remember the last time you sat in a sporting event and the wave came by. That sort of thing is very powerful, and is perhaps exactly what Bill Maher is trying to get across. The idea that we as human beings are essentially sheep and will go along with whatever we are told to go along with. How many people are born into a religion and simply accept it as a given because their parents were that religion and their family was that religion and all their friends were that religion, so they've just never questioned it. This is precisely what Bill Maher is trying to do, and that's all well and good. He wants to bring light to this and also bring a little comedy at it because you want to put a little sugar on the medicine so it'll go down easier. But that's the problem that I'm having is that he is using individuals essentially lying. And it's comedy and satire. He's going to be able to get away with it. But these guys are pretending to be the religious right, and they're trying to coerce other people into going along with this and boycotting and everything. It's like Bill Maher does not trust the American churches of this country enough to have faith that they are going to boycott his film and make a big stink. He needs the free publicity so bad that he is purposefully in getting people to help him drum up that support. How are these people who are picketing Bill Maher at his public appearances right now, how are they knowing that he is going to be at such and such place at such and such time, unless his people are advertising it? His marketing people are either calling churches and having them come out to picket, or he's got plants. He's got people who have picket signs that say, make peace, not mar. That's something that a marketing person would come up with, and the signs don't even look like they're homemade. They don't look remotely like that this is a groundswell grassroots movement. It looks too slick, too polished. It's not convincing, and they're just going to have to do better than that. This now is I would like to say this to the two gentlemen who are representing the Rapture Right. And you can look up the raptureright.com, go to their website. Is it the raptureright.com or raptureright.org? It's raptureright.com. It's not .org, it's .com. Again, gentlemen, you're going to have to do better than this. If you honestly want the Rapture Right to trick people into thinking that you're serious, that you're one of them, you'll have to stop pretending to be stupid. And this is coming from an individual who still considers himself a Christian. I'm trying to be helpful here. You are not showing enough respect for the archetype that you wish to portray. So it rings false. You will have to sound just a little bit smarter than the religious fanatics that you're trying to trick. You should mainstream your spiel a bit and quit trying to sound like stupid, crazy religious fanatics, because that's not going to play. It is not going to work. It's not believable. Sincerely and honestly believe in everything that you're saying, and if you can't convince yourself, then you're not going to be able to convince the people that are listening. If your goal is to convince congregations of churches to go out and picket Maher's film, so Maher will by proxy get free publicity out of the deal, you got to do more than pretend to be one of them. It would help if you actually believed. That would help a lot. Failing that, your improvisational skills are too comedic. You need to be more serious and dramatic in your approach. Let the humor bleed through your performance. Quit trying to look for the punchline, because that's a dead giveaway. If you do it right, you won't need to look for the punchline. They'll just naturally come out. And for heaven's sake, stop trying to crack each other up in front of the camera. That is so unprofessional. Stop that. That is absurd. It might work if you have multiple takes, if you're doing this for film, but if you get on a live camera, it doesn't play. It's not realistic at all. If Bill Maher isn't paying you anything for this, then he should at least be paying you pizza and beer. You should at least be getting free beer and pizza out of this. It's a good effort, but it's not convincing. If you really want this to work, and you've only got 2 weeks left to pull this off, gentlemen, if you really want this to work, you need to go more mainstream in your approach. You need to dress a little bit more conservative. I understand you're going for the do-it-yourself straight-edge look. Trust me, they don't act like that. The straight-edge thing doesn't sound like you guys. You guys are completely off base. You're going for the extreme crazy, and it doesn't ring. It doesn't sound real. So if you bring it down, and this is good criticism, because it's better to have to bring it down than to have to be more broad. You just need to take it down a few notches and be a little more conservative. And also, when someone asks you about denominations, and you say that the denominations don't matter, that's liberal. That's not conservative. Denominations do matter, and what you believe does matter. And if what you believe differs from what they believe, they're wrong. Do you see what I mean? You don't even understand the mentality of what you're trying to portray. And so, to those who actually live and breathe it, I would like to support Mr. Maher's film, and I hope that it does well. But if this is how you're going to try to get the religious right to boycott your film, so that more and more people who are undecided will notice it, and this isn't working. You need to get a little bit more serious and a little better at it, because if you can't convince me, if you can't fool me, then how are you going to fool them? Sorry, but best of luck to you, and good effort, good work, good try. But you still have a little bit of time left to kick one out of the park. Good luck.